My name is Vasumati Sri Ganesh, and my area of expertise and passion is medical information services because a few years ago I was a medical librarian. Uh, just as Dr. Lavanyan just said about the difficult areas and difficulty in implementation, uh, I'm constantly facing the issue of doctors finding that they're worried about using computers to use medical information, and the information itself is another area. While my experience over the last 10 years has been that for every one doctor who is, as progressive as all of you have demonstrated, there are so many, even in the 30s and that age, which says, I'm still uncomfortable with computers. So could you people share any experiences by which, we could also benefit in our area of activity on overcoming this, fear of using computers or feeling that that is high technology? And I always convince them that's a small tool which you can learn easily, but it's handling information which is the real challenge, and I'm training you to do that.
Well, the answer to your question is, see, we are in a stage of transition. All transitions, the people who bridge the gap, we are going to find it much tougher. The next generation, I can't think of their living with, my grandson is much more familiar with handling the internet than I am, or I will ever be. So it's just a question of transition. And madam, it's just a question of time. See, many doctors whom I knew who are dead against computers have now realized that they can't exist without a computer, and so circumstances will force you to take up something just for self-survival. See, as Darwin said, survival of the fittest. So in the years to come, you can't survive unless you are ICT familiar. So you are in a stage of transition, and that's going to be difficult.
Let me add to that. There is a very important aspect, which is training. I always stress a lot on training, because training is what changes a person's mind and convinces him that this is the right thing to take up. For example, when I was in school, my algebra teacher was not very good, and I started hating algebra and maths. Maybe that's why I became a doctor. But the basic thing is, if training is good, you can convince people, and the software is designed in such a way, the application is designed in such a way that it is not something which is very scary. I assure you, doctors will take it up, and they are doing that.
Yes, Mr. Bedi.